Okay, let's practice telling time. We'll do a Starfall activity first. Let's do a B for spring.
What is the time?
Okay, so the first thing we look at is the little hand. The little hand is right here between the 3 and the 4. It did not cross the finish line for 4, so it's still 3. It's 3 something. So 3:30 it could be. 5:30, no. It's 3 something. 6, no. So 3:30 is the only choice that makes sense. Let's count the minute hands to make sure 30 cents makes sense. 30 minutes makes sense. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So this shows 3:30.
Good job.
It is 3:30.
All right, what one will we do next?
What is the time?
Okay, first we look at the little hand. The little hand is pointed right at this 11 right here. Okay, so it's pointed right at 11. So it's not 12, not 9, it's 11. And o'clock means that the big hand is pointed right at the 12. O'clock. All right, so this shows 11 o'clock.
Well done.
It is 11 o'clock.
We have one more to do. A ladybug.
What is the time?
First, we start with the little hands. Let's see, the little hand is pointing at what number? 9. So it can't be 11. It can't be 10:30, but it could be 9. Now we have to check the minute hand. When it's pointing at the 12, it means o'clock. So this shows 9 o'clock. And here's 9 o'clock.
Awesome.
It is 9 o'clock.
One o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock,
Tick tock.
10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
Tick tock. All right, so that's that. You can practice that as many times as you'd like on Starfall, but we have our Nearpod activity to do. The code you need for today is DFEQS. Again, that's DFEQS. You're going to take that code and go to nearpod.com or the Nearpod app and enter your code DFEQS and hit join for join session. And then you need to type your name so I can see all your hard work. Okay, so the first one is tell time to the hour. Read the question, find the answer, place the time on the clock. This morning, Robert Irwin took pictures of platypuses. What time did he start taking pictures? All of these answers have 00 or o'clock. Okay? All of the digital clocks also have 00 for o'clock. So, we have to look at the little hand. The little hand is either pointing at the 7 or the 10. Because when it's pointing, the big hand's pointing at the 12, that's what shows us the o'clock in all the answers. So the little hand, what is it pointing at? 7. So I'm going to circle 7. You need to circle 7. And then we need to write 7 on the clock. And it says AM because AM is morning. Okay, next one. This morning, my sister wrote a paper about Australia. What time did she finish writing the paper? So we need to start with the little hand, and the little hand is pointing right here. It's pointed right there at 11. So to show 11 or 9 o'clock. 11 o'clock. So we need to put 11 o'clock. 1100 and AM because it says this morning. So when you're done writing 7 o'clock and 11 o'clock, you can hit submit. Okay, time to the half hour. Read the question, find the answer, place the time on the clock. This afternoon, let's review it first. Sorry, all the long hands on this page are all pointed at the 6. And they're pointed at the 6 because that is time to the half hour, or 30 minutes. Okay, and the reason why, when we count by 5s, when we get to 6, counting by 5s, then it's 30. I'll show you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So all of them have 30 as a choice for the minutes because all of them have the big hand pointed at the 6. This afternoon, a zookeeper fed a kangaroo. What time did the zookeeper feed the kangaroo? Okay, so first we look at the little hand. The little hand is pointing between the 4 and the 5. It didn't get to 5 yet, so it's still 4 something. Not 6:30, 4:30 it could be, not 1:30. This little hand here shows us 4 something, so here's 4:30. Let's check the minute hand and make sure it's on 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Will you try counting to 30 with me by 5s? Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So this time shows 4:30. So we circle 4:30 and we write our 4 for 4:30. Now, it says this afternoon. Afternoon is PM. Okay. Next one. This morning I watched a TV show about the Irwin family. What time did the TV show start? So we always start with our little hands. Our little hand is right here in between the 10 and the 11. So it didn't get to 10 yet. Sorry, it didn't get to 11 yet. So 10:30 it could be. Can't be 8. That little hand is not over here. And it can't be 6. The little hand is not over here. So let's make sure the minutes are 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This shows 10:30. So I'm going to write 10:30. I'm going to circle 10:30. And now I need to decide if it's AM or PM. Up here, afternoon was PM. Morning for this one is AM. We wake up in the morning in the AM. So when you're done writing 4 and 10 and circling your answers, then you hit submit. Last page. Very exciting. Okay. This is time to the quarter hour. All of these are going to be a 15 at the end or a 45 at the end. And the way that you tell is where the big hand is pointing. When the big hand is pointing at the 3, that means we count by 5s and stop there. 5, 10, 15. Okay? When the big hand's pointing at the 9, it's something 45, because when we count by 5s and stop at 9 like this, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. We get to 45 minutes. So let's check it out. This morning, Bindi Irwin gave a speech about helping animals. What time did the speech end? We start with our little hands. And my little hand is going between 11 and 12. It did not get to 12 yet. Okay, so it's still 11. 11 something. So it could be 11:45. It can't be 8:45. That's crazy. That would mean it's all the way over here. It can't be 6:15. That would make my little hand over here. So let's check and make sure it's 11:45. I need to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So I stopped here because the big hand told me where to stop. So this shows 11:45. Now the last thing we need to do is show AM or PM. This says this morning. Do you remember if morning is AM or PM? Morning is AM. Okay, I'm going to make my pen a little thinner for the next one. Okay, one more to do and we're all done with practicing time. This morning I watched a TV show about doctors who help animals. What time did I start watching the TV show? So I do my little hand first. My little hand is right here, between the 8 and the 9. It didn't get to 9 yet, so it's 8. Not 5 something, it could be 8:45, and not 10 something. I know this because look, my little hand is still in the spot for 8. Now I just want to check and make sure 45 is right for the minutes. So I'm going to count by 5s and stop when I get to that big hand. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So it shows 8:45. So I'm going to write 8:40, which is a 4, and then 5, 8:45. Now, is morning AM or PM? We could look right up here. For the last one, we said morning is AM. So when you're done with that last problem, you hit submit and you're all done with time. Great job.